Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming tonight. This is Material 2, the second time we've done this fiber art exhibition, and it's always a really interesting and great exhibition with, as you look around, some beautiful things and really diverse pieces of art. So very pleased you made it here tonight. This is also our last show at this location. I think that deserves a round of applause. Yes. This has been a great home for us, and we've been thankful to be here. But we will be having our next show at the beginning of next year down the street at our new location, which is going to be fabulous and a lot bigger and offer a lot of different class opportunities and a really welcome spot for all of our guests to come in. So we look forward to giving you more and more details as that goes along. We have a few more classes still in the works over the next few months while we're moving, so you'll see a brochure up there. I'm going to hand it over to Amanda to talk about this specific show, but again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Hello, thanks for coming to our last show in this space. Very exciting. Material 2 received 384 submissions from 143 artists from 38 states, and Leanna Graham and I selected 38 pieces from 36 artists representing 17 states. So we're very excited to do this show again. It's a really unique show. It was actually the very first show that I installed in this space, which is why it's very awesome that it's the last show that we've installed in this space. So it's just very fun. Leanna Graham is the Visual Arts Department Chair at the Governor School of Arts, a member of the Arts District Committee for Neon, leads a team of students with public artworks in the Arts District on Granby Street, the Ingleside Light Rail Station, and the Earth Day celebration at Mount Trashmore, and she facilitates student participation in various art exhibitions and a workshop for 4 kids yearly. Leanna also has organized and curated the GSA Fashion Show and installation of wearable art at the Chrysler Museum and MacArthur Center. So, our juror,
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, for inviting me to do this show. And Amanda, I want to say you did a fabulous job with hanging the show. Such a diverse range of works here, and it just flows seamlessly. So you did a wonderful job putting all this together in this space, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. And I just want to say congratulations to you also for just doing that. That was
very good.
Let's start with, first of all, just what I wanted to say about in selecting a show like this. First of all, I'm honored to be chosen to be selecting these works. And Amanda and I had no easy task of narrowing it down to just these. There's a lot of really interesting submissions. We have sculpture, we have wearable art, there are quilts, there's furniture, there's a puppet, and a lot of mixed media. What I really am drawn to is seeing how artists incorporate fibers in unconventional ways, and sometimes just surprises me, you know, when you wonder how they do that with fabric. And sometimes it's really fun to find something that's disguised as a photograph or a painting, and then you realize, oh wait, that's fabric. So those are some of the things that I'm drawn to as an artist. And overall, I just really wanted to think about things that are going on in our world right now, the timeliness of what's happening, and I think the works that we selected either address or help us escape those things that are happening in the world right now. So that's why you see what you see before you. So on to honorable mentions. The first one I wanted to point out was the painting back here, or it looks like a painting. If you all want to move over there so they can get images of that. This is by Linda Anderson. It's called Becoming. And Linda Anderson is from La Mesa, California, and it's called Becoming. It's this quilt of 2 boys. If you look closely at the top contour stitching and how they travel across the hills and valleys of the figures, that's one of the things that was most impressive to me. And even into the texture of the hair. It looks like an application of paint, but also if you look at the contour stitching on the paint that the boys are painting on each other, you can just see how the boys were painting that paint, looking at the stitching. It's not following the same form as the figure itself. So I think the stitching here, it's used like mark making, like you would look at a brush stroke from a painting. So the craftsmanship and the handling of fabric and stitching to make it appear like paint is why that was chosen for an honorable mention. So thank you, and congratulations to Linda Anderson. Second honorable mention went to Laura Bowman for Exergy. And Laura Bowman is from Jonesboro, Tennessee. If you look at this piece, it really does look like a meditation, or at least how I meditate. It's a steady intention, internal chaos of anxiety, which appears controlled and harmonious on the surface. But then when you really look at it, you can get lost in the patterns of that background stitching that's almost acting like negative space. And to me, it felt like sorting out a dream with all those wisps and how they incorporate like the memory of a dream, or how that dream dissipates and you can't really remember it anymore. So that's why this piece was selected. So congratulations, Laura Bowman, for Exergy. It looks like tendrils and bullhorns and all kinds of things. So you have these envisions in your dream. And last honorable mention, I'd like you to go over this corner. This is Linda Anderson from Jonesboro, Arizona, for Hanging Specimens. And I mean, this reminds me of a Jim Henson Workshop, piece. I grew up watching the Muppets.
It's
and
Kristen.
Kristen, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Kristen Franzelli. I'm sorry. Kristen Franuti from Jonesboro, Arizona. Is that?
Yes, that one's the right one.
Okay. Sorry, Kristen. This honorable mention, it's got mixed media. If you look into everything that is in there, there's fibers, there's vinyl, there's colored sand, plastic and glass beads, and prisms. I mean, I grew up watching the Muppets and, Sesame Street and things like that. So this is one of those pieces that I just felt that escape from everything that's going on in the world, and you can just look and enjoy it for what it is. And a lot of times I feel like fiber arts is sort of polite and quiet and takes its place on the wall. And this piece is its playful qualities take up the space that it's in. And it's bold enough to occupy this space. And I just felt really happy to see this. And that's why this one was an honorable mention. So thank you and congratulations, Kristen. Okay, and third place, we have Catherine Hicks from Marble Falls, Texas, for The Birds, A Portrait of Melanie, which is the piece over there that looks like a mirror. This is one of those pieces that I just said, okay, how'd she do that? She embroidered on a mirror. So the interactive quality of this piece, which engages the viewer into the piece, it made me really curious as to the piece and how we look at art ourselves. And here we are in the piece itself. So I really enjoyed this about this fiber arts piece. I feel like it took things in a new direction for me. I'm very curious about the sunflower seeds and wondering if it's an Ai Weiwei reference. I don't know, but it makes me wonder, and I'm still curious about it. But congratulations to Catherine Hicks. And second place goes to Jane Gaskins from Reston, Virginia, for On the Streets, and it's back there. This piece, if you look at it, when we first looked at it on the slides, I mean, it really looks like a photograph. So here's another fiber arts piece that's disguising itself as something else. It's not a photo printed on fabric and then done over. If you notice that, you know, really look closely at it, because that's a trick that some fiber artists do. You know, they'll print something out and then you don't realize how much work went into something like this until you really look at it and deconstruct it with your eyes and realize it's not a photograph printed on fabric. It's actually a collage of pieces of fabric, and the 3D form that came out when we saw it in person just was like a bonus for me. There's texture, there's folds. Those things weren't even visible in the photographs that we were looking at when we juried the piece into the show. But that added texture and folds and the three-dimensional quality really struck me, and congratulations to Jane Gaskins for second place. And last but not least, I wanted to say congratulations to Bobby Baugh from Dell Florida for Overlooked, and that is the piece over there. So this piece really stood out because it combines printmaking and quilting, monotype, relief printing, resists, and stencils. It's literally a collage made out of fabric, and the artist uses stitching as mark making, as a tool for mark making, but not only that, to actually join the pieces together as a collage. So it's not just an artistic trick. They're using it to hold the piece together as well. So I thought the craftsmanship of this piece and having all of those art forms come together in one is what made me really consider this a winning piece. So the stitching not only is used as mark making, but to join the pieces together. And the figure with that thoughtful pose and self-reflecting, it's just this mindful solitude that I really feel like we could all embrace right now. So this is why that's the first place winner this evening. So congratulations to Bobby Baugh. I want to say thank you so much for all of you artists who are here. It's an honor to be among you, and congratulations for having your work here. And I really enjoyed the show so much. So thank you. I really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. All right, y'all, I'm going to take you on a quick virtual tour of the gallery, and then we're going to close out for the night. So let me just send it around the room here.
Classical guitar.
That is cool. I had a bad accident.
Oh.
And my playing hand got crippled.
Oh, you play guitar then?
I started playing classical. I wrote it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just do guitar.
Sure.
I was in the studio. My brother, yeah. So, we were about the same level, but the second
Sometimes it works. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just getting
That's right. Everybody's doing their best. Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to our last gallery exhibition here in our location right now. We're really excited to open up our next one at the beginning of 2021 in our new location. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.